Good evening, everybody. I would like to call to order the October 25th, 2023 regular meeting of the Village Board of Trustees, Monee, 634. If I could please ask Pastor Joe DeCenzo to come up for the invocation.
Thank you, Mayor. Shameless plug, Monee Kids Club is happening right now, and we can report that we have almost 40 kids coming. So if you have any kids that are looking for somewhere to go on Wednesday night, there's dinner served right before. Secondly, exciting news, Monee is +2 now. In the last 10 days, we've had 2 babies born in our second place family, but they'll both live in Monee, and so that's exciting. Reminds me about the next generation. Yeah, we need to get the bib, yes. So, I knew you were going to put me on the spot with that. The ages, I believe, are kindergarten to 6th grade. Yep. So let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for life and for being able to be together tonight, to be able to go over the business at hand. But more importantly, Lord, we know that the decisions made tonight and the focus that is provided today is going to benefit the next generation. And as programs like Kids Club and all the things that the village does for the next generation, Lord, it reminds us, Lord God, that these decisions are important because it's all about the future of our good town. And we want it to be a great place where we can live, work, play, raise a family, and worship. And so, Lord, we pray a blessing upon tonight's meeting, upon all the decisions made, upon the leaders that are here. Lord, we ask that your presence be here in a strong way. We thank you for it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Present.
Trustee Henson.
Present.
Trustee Horn.
Here.
Trustee Rakes.
Present.
Trustee Wilson.
Present.
Trustee Udris.
Present.
Open to the public, agenda items only. All right, and I'm looking for a motion to accept the consent agenda. I do have an understanding that minutes had been asked to be removed for clarification purposes. So if we can accept the consent agenda minus that.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Rakes.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
And moving on to the clerk's report. Oh, remove, okay. What the reason? Okay. What clarification are you looking for with the minutes?
For my own clarification, I would like to watch the video and compare the video to the minutes as stated.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll have those, then we can have those in the packet at the next board meeting to review. Okay. And that'll be good timing, Heidi, to have them in the next one. Okay, perfect.
Okay, for the clerk's report, I just wanted to share a couple things. One being that the last board meeting, I know that was in October 11th through the 13th, starting that Wednesday, I attended the Municipal Clerks of Illinois Academy through the School of Extended Learning with Eastern Illinois University in Bloomington. There, of course, we have extensive classwork from 7:30 in the morning to sometimes 6 p.m. And so we have everything from the new laws and just different updates from PAC, from the Attorney General's office, and some other leadership training. So I will make sure that going through the different things and updating everyone as far as the new procedures that we have to update. Also, I wanted to let everyone know that with our Creek Monee boosters, our band, which includes our elementary school right here, Monee Elementary, all the additional elementary schools in the district, the middle school and the high school, they're hosting their annual wreath fundraiser. And so all the sales go from November 7th, go through to November 7th, and all the profits and proceeds go to continue supporting our district musicians and directors through their daily activities, competitions, performance, travel opportunities, and keeping them looking their best while doing so. So if you could please help in the mission to empower them and just showing them, their support, that it travels well outside of their view. The orders will be back on November 27th, and they can be picked up at the school. Of course, more information, if you would like to participate, would like to purchase from them, you can reach out to myself or on the Band Boosters page. End of report.
Great, thank you. First under my report is the EMA recognition for the National Weather Service. So the Emergency Management Agency has been working on the Storm Ready project for many years now by upgrading our warning sirens, establishing our electronic geofence warning system, establishing our Storm Spotter weather program, and engaging in public education and awareness. So this evening, I would like to welcome Warning Coordinator Meteorologist Mike Bardot from the National Weather Service and other committee members as they recognize the village of Monee as a storm-ready community. So thank you all for being here tonight for this. This is really very exciting for us.
Good evening. My name is Mike Bardot from the National Weather Service. Thank you for the introduction, Mayor. Thank you for having me tonight. I just want to say a few words about what Storm Ready is all about. So our goal and our charge at the Weather Service is to ultimately build what we call a weather ready nation. And that is really a community-based approach to preparing all across the country for the increasing vulnerability to severe weather, winter weather, climate, hydrologic hazards. And the Storm Ready program in particular is designed to help community leaders, emergency management officials, and others in the community and public safety to basically save lives in the community when severe weather is approaching or threatening through advanced planning, awareness, and safety out to the community. So Randy and his team here have done a phenomenal job in meeting the goals of Storm Ready. They need to have redundant ways to get weather information in internally to the local government, into the safety forces, and then out to the community at large. They have to have a comprehensive severe weather operating plan, so they have to know, have procedures in place for, again, receiving that information, for monitoring the weather, for relaying information back to us at the National Weather Service. There's also a community outreach component to help prepare all citizens of the community to be ready for any kind of weather that's going to strike, whether it's tornadoes, winter storms, flash floods, and the like. So it's not an insignificant undertaking by any stretch. There's an extensive application process that they've gone through, an evaluation process with not only my office as the local weather service office, but state emergency management officials and county emergency management officials. So Randy's done a fantastic job in collaborating beyond the borders of the community here, being proactive, and really just kind of taking a lot of initiative to help prepare Monee to basically be weather ready. So it's not a one and done kind of thing either. There's an ongoing assessment that'll happen. We do a renewal process. In this case, it's every 4 years. So there'll be tracking outreach, there'll be tracking training, there'll be tracking changes to the hazardous weather plan, and in another 4 years, we'll be back to evaluate to make sure that those standards are being maintained. So we see it as a very important and prestigious recognition for the work that's done in the community, the support of the community leaders in order to help us build a weather ready nation. So I appreciate all the support. Randy, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've got just a couple tokens of recognition, a small certificate, and usually the main focal point is the Storm Ready road sign. So again, congratulations. I appreciate all the effort and all the support. So thank you very much.
Well, I got everybody here. Wow, years to get to this point. Mayor Rubin, thank you for your support. The board, thank you for the resources to do this. Wouldn't have been done. It was a total team effort from the top to the bottom. But most importantly, my group behind me, they're the boots on the ground. Many cold, wet nights. They're on the street for a long time. So they deserve it as long as, it's just great for all of us. So with that said, we're ready for our photo op.
can't seem to. There you go. Got it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, so next, I'm going to mix things up a little bit. I know my State of the Village is going to be this evening. Since I've managed to cut it down to just under 3 hours, I was going to save that to the end of the meeting. So, no administrators report tonight, so moving on to the officials' reports, we're going to start with Trustee Horn, Public Works.
Good evening, everyone. Here's what's going on in the Department of Public Works. We are getting started with our winter prep on our vehicles, which means putting on snow blades and the
Brine.
thank you, the brine package, yeah, on the back. And so you'll see those around town. And then also, we have a building, not everyone knows this, we purchased a building on Main Street and Governor's Highway. It's the old leveled construction building, and we're using that for storage for our trucks. So you'll see those over on that piece of property. And then the branch pickup, the last 2 dates are November 6th and 20th. That's weather permitting, of course. And then our crews are still out crack sealing and flushing hydrants. End of report.
Thank you. Moving on to Parks and Recreation, Trustee Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. For our Parks and Recreation report, we just wanted to report that today was the senior luncheon that was held at the beautiful Bolt Field, and thank you to Bolt Field for hosting today's event. The next luncheons will be held on November 15th and December 13th. The fee is $7 per person for our senior luncheons. Anybody 55 and over can attend, and registration can be made at the Village Hall. This Friday, rain or shine, I'm very excited about. You'll probably know about our Halloween happenings and the trunk or treat on Friday evening from 5:30 to 7:30. Everything will be happening. There's free hot dogs and goodie bags while supplies last, a bonfire, hayride, costume contest, DJs, and more. Just remember, the Fireman Park Pavilion, 5:30 to 7:30 on Friday is the place to be. And thank you to all the wonderful businesses who are participating in our trunk or treat. And also as a reminder, the Village of Monee trick-or-treating hours for Tuesday, October 31st is 4 to 7 p.m. Please be out and be safe.
Thank you very much. Moving on to Finance, Trustee Rakis.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I would like to say, Ema, thank you. You guys really, really do a great job. I see you all the time out there doing what helps everybody get things done. I appreciate you. I would also like to say this is the last weekend to pick up your property rebate checks, and it will be Thursday and Friday from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. and on Saturday 9 a.m. till noon. Yeah. I would also like tonight to get a consensus on how we feel and what direction we would like to go with the tax levy. The paperwork has to be filed by the third Tuesday of December. And there are some factors to consider here. There is a sizable increase in the police pension contribution, which is currently $718,559. It will increase to $909,730. And some of the factors or the reasons for this is officers that we've hired, which are all normal costs, and we have to take the proper measurements to go forward with this. So that's about it. End of my report.
Thank you, Trustee Rakis. Economic Development, Trustee Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. At this time, I'd like to call up Economic Development Director Bill Barnes. Give us an update on what's going around town.
Thank you, Trustee Wilson. Good evening. So as I think has been discussed maybe last month or a few months ago, we all know that Riverside closed their facilities, and I think we're the proud owners of the building. So that eventually will become the new Village Hall. But with that, of course, the Riverside absence leaves us without medical facility here. So I've been searching and in some conversation, just the beginning, with a regional, kind of probably the more ambitious and aggressive urgent care clinic that would be located, somewhere that's the goal. So, so I'm working on that in addition to a grocery store, of course. If we can get a medical clinic in a grocery store, bingo.
2 for 1.
Yeah. And then one of the things that I wanted to mention was, as most people have seen, the Memorial Park at the very end of Court Street and Governor's Highway that has taken place over the past month, and especially over the past 2 days. They're trying to get ahead of the rain, so working in between the rainfall. Some have asked, what does that have to do with economic development? It actually has a lot to do with it, because much like, with the signs that we've put in to enhance the appearance and the gateway into the village, when we go to sell a house, the first thing we do is we paint it, we cut the grass, we replace the shutters, the windows, that type of thing. So taking care of our front door, not only for new businesses, but also for our residents especially, to say that, we care about you, we care about the village, we are growing, we are enhancing it. So it's all of those little details that really make a difference, and people notice that. Like with Tractor Supply, when I took them through and said, we're doing this, this, and this, they notice that type of thing. So that's very important to them to see that we are improving. We're not kind of resting on our laurels. And kind of years ago, somebody at I think Olivet Nazarene University said that if you're not moving forward, there is no status quo. You're regressing. So I think that's what we've been doing here, and I'm happy to be part of it. So with that, the Memorial Park at the very end, we're going to have lights and all that type of thing in there as far as street lights. Just to clarify, it doesn't conflict with the Veterans Park that's out here. We also have Fireman's Park. This Memorial Park will be a place where people can go to honor the lost loved ones. We'll also have in the spring, we'll release kind of the details of, you can having bricks engraved, even benches, that type of thing. So we'll release that in the spring. So that, again, will kind of pay tribute to our lost loved ones. So just to clarify that. And I'll talk a little bit about the next development a little bit down the road. So thank you.
Thank you, Bill. So, as always, shop Monee when available. End of report, Mayor.
Thank you. Building Services, Trustee Henson.
In lieu of a 3-hour state of the village, we have no report this week.
Oh, thank you. Moving on to Public Safety, Trustee Udras.
Thank you, Mayor. First off, again, congratulations to EMA. I know the hard work that went into it, all the hours that went into it. So, Randy, when you told me you didn't have a report tonight, I think you took care of it with the accomplishments that you guys came through with for keeping us safe, and thank you from my heart for that. For Monee Police Department, the chief and deputy chief have just returned from the International Chiefs Conference, which was attended by over 4,000 chiefs
from 173 countries. The conference offered over 200 seminars on the latest technology and applications. Highlights included conferences and briefings with the U.S. Attorney General, FBI Director, the DEA Director, and Homeland Security Director. So our chiefs also attended classes on mental health issues in law enforcement, recruitment and retention, as well as canine liability and practices. They then met with the vendors on advanced body cam policies and equipment upgrades and cutting-edge officer medical kits as well. Finally, the chief sat down with an architectural group who specializes in public safety, facility planning, and building. So very busy and very informative event, but one that is definitely going to keep Monee Police at the forefront of modern law enforcement practices. So thank you for what you bring back for that. End of report.
Great, thank you. Okay, tonight, no attorney's report, so moving on to the unfinished business, which is the discussion/approval regarding financial assistance request from one of the developers that is wanting to locate near Monee, Manhattan, and I-57. So I believe, Bill, if you would.
So I think at the last board meeting, this topic was brought up, and sorry, I was on vacation. So I just want to add or kind of clarify some things. We don't need that. Let's see, print. So I've been working for the past maybe 6 months or so with this developer, USFP. Mike Ballou is my contact. And let's see, get rid of this. So I think maybe some of you have seen it. First, to clarify, this development, which if you look really closely, you can see what it is, but I'm not going to announce who they are, because it's not a done deal yet, but we're getting close. They're working on some things with the neighbor to the east, which is with Gracie's, and kind of sharing a little bit of the ancillary driveway that they're putting in with the retailer on the right. So just to clarify, this developer does not want any TIF assistance whatsoever. They've said that to us about 3 times. And so what Will County Department of Transportation has said is we need to put a merge or a turn lane off of Manhattan Monee Road because of the proximity. Well, first of all, it gets trucks or cars off of the road for safety. And then there's also coming out of Gracie's just to the right, it's off the drawing here, but there's a turn lane going out, so you can't have a turn lane going right in, let's say on the right-hand side of their property line. That's why there's the one main driveway where the blue or purple goes into, and then the ancillary drive will come out through Gracie's and then go out or in. But again, that's secondary. The primary drive is going to be in the center. So it handles 3 lanes or 3 cars going in and out, or 1 in and 2 out. So with that, this would be paid for, so the developer would pave it, but we would basically reimburse them for the amount here, which could be, it says $500,000, it's not going to be anywhere near that. We're probably in the ballpark of maybe 200 to 300, but this would be utilizing TIF money. This does not come out of any village funds whatsoever. It's TIF dollars. So again, the developer does not want any assistance with TIF money. And this, we're probably talking about it's about a $3.5 to $4 million development. So it's I think very exciting for Monee. And it's again 2 national retailers that have interest in Monee in addition to Tractor Supply. So questions? Oh, and I just want to, foot-wise or so distance-wise, from the very point on the right where it starts until the right to the driveway is, let's see, 340 feet total. But at the widest point where it starts to flare in is 13.5 feet. So it's not huge.
And you're talking about like the periwinkle color.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, right in, right in here. Can't see that,
Okay.
yeah.
And this right turn lane, when I went out there and was taking a look at this is going to involve moving power lines, right?
I don't know.
because the power lines right now are about 4 feet off of Manhattan Monee
And
Road.
they would have to move, yeah.
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 So that would have to be moved. And then I'm also looking at the drawing where Gracie's and Hawks is. It looks like there's another driveway going to the east.
Yeah, so the driveway to the east, that's the one that was very important because of the ability, well, initially when this drawing was developed, there was a driveway, sorry, this has a small arrow. There was a driveway going right into the retailer on the right. But again, because of the proximity to Gracie's driveway, it's not, you can't do it. So actually, I think Ruben had the idea of putting in the second ancillary driveway, which they like. But again, the developers are working with Gracie's.
And there's a house currently there, right?
No,
Or am
no,
I
that's
on the other
that's
side?
next to Gracie's on the other
Okay.
side. So, no, it's just Gracie's parking lot on the right. So this would just feed into, and again, this
Right,
is.
I know, but I'm looking on both sides of what I'm seeing is Gracie's. Looks like there's driveways going both directions. I know the one to the west
So
is to
the one-
connect with that development.
So Gracie's
Right.
isn't even on there though.
Gracie's is right here, we're kind
Oh,
of moving
okay.
that little arrow.
Okay, then I'm off,
Yeah,
a
so
property.
their driveway is off.
That's
over
why
in
this is
here.
very,
Yeah,
I'd like to see more detail.
so they're in agreement, again, they're working on the details of, what, yeah, we're getting there.
Bill, what's the green?
The green, I think, is the,
Property line.
this is the property line. Yeah,
So-
and there will be public walks through the front.
I was gonna say, are
Yeah.
they gonna put in a sidewalk
Yes.
for us?
Mm-hmm, yep, I think it's maybe 8 feet, 6 feet, whatever the standard is. So Jeff has been working with them. And then today, we just got these very detailed drawings. This is just one of them, actually, yeah. So it's a whole packet of everything, developer or retailer on the left and the right, and so we're very close.
So I noticed that driveway on the, would be the right
west,
side
on
there. If that ties into Gracie's, I know that most of the parking for Gracie's, or at least half of it, is right up against
It
the
goes
street.
along.
Yeah, and so I'm wondering if that's gonna take out some of their parking.
Yeah, and that's part of what they're working on, negotiating with, because this developer will, basically, they're negotiating with them to put a parking lot at the back of her restaurant for their employees to park. So that's per their, I guess, desires.
Okay.
And with the conversations then with Gracie's, you and I, Ruben, had some conversations with them about funding sources perhaps with them?
Yes, there's other funds available. So caveat with what Bill was describing, the 4 parking spots that would be taken, there would be a switch off. The 4 parking spots would be taken to have access into the other development, but in turn, the developer would give her 9 extra parking
Yeah,
spots.
9 or 10 in the
roughly.
back,
So
right.
she would get 9
She
and
would
lose
gain.
4, so she would gain 5.
Right.
Ultimately.
Right,
But yes, there has been this discussion for the other funds as well.
yeah. And then, of course, the big plus for both Gracie's and the other business next to them is, first of all, both of these retailers draw thousands of people, a month, a year. So that's greater exposure for them. And then with the ancillary kind of secondary driveway, that's going to bring some of those customers from there into her parking lot and enhance her business as well.
The other question I have is the signage for those establishments. I know we have tried to get signs to be smaller than typical with like Dollar General and stuff. Do we have signage for those? What's the
I don't know
plans?
I haven't seen the drawings of the signs, but I know they're going like right in here near the driveways, on each side of the driveway, and kind of those easements. And there is landscaping that'll be here as well.
Are they up in the air? Are they down low? Are they,
That I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, don't know.
As far as the driveway, I know we spoke last week.
Right.
So 200, 300,000.
You're talking the turn lane?
Yeah, I'm sorry, yes, the turn lane. And they're not looking for TIF funds. That's just what we're
The
gonna.
developer is, right, so we would utilize the money to pay for this, the turn lane, out of TIF for us, but it doesn't cost the village anything. So no, the developer does not want anything to do with TIF.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, what I heard earlier was that you've been working with them for 6 months and you don't have anything really concrete yet with them. You know, it's not a done deal, is what you had said?
Because they're negotiating, honestly, with Gracie's as to kind of the details of
All
what
right.
they want,
And
that's
then,
it.
like Trustee Regas has said, that it's, we're gonna use TIF, and they're not gonna want any TIF.
That's correct.
Larry,
Yes, sir.
are they gonna be able to come back later and say, oh, we made a mistake, we don't want TIF?
No,
I mean,
sir.
we
I
do
mean, they
want
can
TIF.
always come back after they purchase the property, but then it's too late. The board always has a right to say yes or no. But,
All right.
So,
So,
Bill's been.
We were talking about it last meeting, and it was like, I was just wondering if they could come back on that.
And I can tell you,
And-
this is not their first development like this. They've
I
built
understand. I'm here for the village and to cover our rears. And I know they have their big billion-dollar corporation and all of that stuff, but I'm worried about the village and the village's money. So that's why I was just checking on that. And you said they could do it for 2 or 3? Why don't we?
I mean, that's
ma-
ballpark. I mean,
Ballpark, 2 or 3? Why don't we knock that down on here to not to exceed 315? Something like that, instead of the $500,000? I don't know. The county requires us to do this, to put that there, to put those
That's
buildings
correct.
there.
Mhm.
So we're required to do this all the way up to the curb, basically, all the way up to the entrance.
Correct.
And just to make this road.
That's what they're asking for.
If we
yes.
want the development there, we pretty much have to do this so that they'll approve it. And I understand that.
Yeah.
So as long as you think that they're not going to come back on TIF, and you think it's not going to be $500,000 to do a right lane.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not an expert, but, Jeff Agan with Robinson's looked at it. He's been very involved as well. So, I mean, there's no way it's $500,000. No. I mean, it's a 6 or a 13-foot road by 160 or whatever.
So we put that road in there, and are they still able to back out if they haven't gotten anything done? That's my concern.
I mean,
is
they could,
we do
but-
this, and then you said it's not a done deal, is what I heard from you.
It's very close, right. But so first of all, we're not doing it until they develop this.
Okay.
There's nothing we have to build.
That's what I needed to hear. All right.
So
Thank you,
again,
sir.
when they're building the parking lot, they'll also be excavating, the turn lane. We're just basically reimbursing them for it.
Okay, that's all I
Yeah,
needed to hear,
out of
was
TIF
that
money.
part. All right, thank you.
So, and that was going to be my question you had asked. You said that Jeff had been pretty involved in it too.
Very.
So that's what I was wondering, is like, okay, what if we go to costs or bids or engineering and stuff, and it comes to 700, then what do we do? Is TIF healthy enough for that?
Yes, I believe it is.
it is.
And Ruben pointed out, if I may, this is very similar to what we did with Seafried. We're trying to put that right lane in, the acceleration lane, and I believe what we struck an agreement with Seafried was to put the money in escrow. So the money would be there as our good faith, but if it doesn't work out, the money comes back to the village. If it does work out, we're all safe.
Mhm.
So that's reasonable, just hold the money in escrow until the work's done.
Right.
Good.
Again, we're not building anything until the development starts. Or, I mean, we're not going out and hiring people. We're reimbursing them.
So in light of what Trustee Udrih said with the electrical power lines that are there, that would be on ComEd to come out and move that accordingly, and that would be that?
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No.
Thank you, Bill.
Again, we're getting very close as far as the agreement with this announcement, because I know both of them want to be open by the end of next year, so they're pushing. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need a motion to approve. Can I have a motion to approve giving the developer USFP financial assistance?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udrih?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn, I'm sorry, Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Thank you. Under new business, may I please have a motion to have the minutes that were removed from the consent agenda put on the next meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Is there any other new business? Open to the public, non-agenda items?
Good evening, Board. I'll allow us to introduce ourselves. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Lois Rayner, and I live in Crete.
And good evening. My name is Maria Abney. I live in Monee, unincorporated Monee on Egyptian Trail Road. So we're here this evening just to address and notify the public that of our intention to hold an open discussion on November 16th as a tentative date. I'm here as a citizen, but I'm also representing as an extension Timothy Brennan, who is a chair with the Chicago Wilderness Alliance. And Timothy Brennan works with Chicago Wilderness Alliance, and for those that aren't familiar, it's a think and do tank that is involved with agricultural preservation, agricultural efficiency, and land stewardship. So this is an organization that spans much of the Lake Michigan South area. So it spans from Wisconsin to Illinois to Michigan. And what Chicago Wilderness Alliance does is that it helps to implement productive relationships with the region's agricultural community. So our intention is to notify again the public that we would like to have this open forum discussion. That will be on Thursday, November the 16th. Our tentative time for it is still being fleshed out, but for now we're going to say 6 or 6:30 p.m. And again, this is just to bring together residents, to bring together stakeholders so that we can have a discussion about our future here in eastern Will County and honoring our agricultural heritage, our development, and our vision for the future, as it's a very limited resource, right? I think we all can appreciate when we went through COVID, seeing food shortages, being limited to proteins, being limited to vegetables, not being able to get meat processed, you know. So many of us are farmers, and we're very aware of the delicate balance, and we want to have this open discussion so that we can, again, bring together all the stakeholders, all the people involved in commerce and agriculture and education, and have a discussion that includes the residents and that takes into account your vision. So I encourage all of you to attend, and again, this is a totally open public discussion. So thank you. Again, November 16th, here at the Village Hall, and that is a Thursday. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else to open to the public? Okay. All right, so as promised, under 3 hours. Okay, so this is the State of the Village Address for 2023. So I've had a lot of people give me information, input, so that we've got our overview of what we've all together accomplished over the last year. So let me begin with Village Board of Trustees, clerk, department heads, village administrator, village attorney, employees, and residents. I would like to share with you our State of the Village Address, which reflects our collective efforts during the past year and provides a glimpse into our promising future. Our commitment to providing top-notch professional services for residents remains unwavering. Whether it is responsive customer service, efficient administrative support, or thoughtful community programs, we approach each aspect with great care. We are dedicated to meeting your needs and exceeding your expectations, ensuring that our village remains a place you are proud to call home. I am filled with pride for the progress we have made and the dedication of the incredible team working diligently behind the scenes. I would like to take a moment to highlight the essential departments that contribute to the smooth functioning and overall well-being of our community. In the realm of public works, our focus on infrastructure upgrades has been paramount. We've invested significantly in our water, sanitary, and storm sewer systems, ensuring clean water and proper drainage. Road maintenance has also been a priority, resulting in smoother, safer streets for our residents. These improvements not only enhance the quality of life for our residents and motoring public, but also lays a strong foundation for the village's economic development and attraction for those businesses that might consider calling Monee their home. The newly created structure to our Department of 2 foreman positions will improve workflows while keeping daily operations under the watchful eye of our most capable staff members. It will also allow management to direct more focus on planning future growth of the department, groom our future leaders, and strengthen the village as a whole. DPW has worked diligently at replacing undersized water mains which have a history of failures and replaced them with new, larger diameter water mains to provide increased capacity for residents, improved fire protection, and reduced burden on the department's resources. Areas of focus during this past year were Margaret Street, Ruby, and Wool Center, Court Street, Oak Road, Astor Place, and Pinewood Lane, Wilson Street, Elder Lane, Briar Lane, and Chestnut Road. The Sunset Drive water main improvements are in the works to provide water service and a municipal water supply for both firefighting and sprinkler systems, and to lay the groundwork for future water main extensions to service areas west of I-57. $500,000 in American Rescue Plan Award funds have been received for this project. DPW has been busy with roadway projects to repair curb and gutter, upgrade sidewalk ramps to meet ADA requirements, and extend the life of the roadways. This includes the Court Street resurfacing from Eastgate Avenue to Will Center Road, which utilized federal funding secured by the village, and our roadway maintenance program, resurfacing 14 roadways throughout the village, which now brings to 67% the village roads which are now rated as good or better. And that was done with the help of a $339,000 grant from Rebuild Illinois. Surface patching of the Court Street bridge deck to repair potholes that have developed over the years was completed with funds on hand from the savings on other road projects. In addition to village roadways, failed sidewalks were replaced at various locations within the village, while this summer a new sidewalk was installed along Egyptian Trail and Monee Manhattan Road. These projects send a loud message to both residents and businesses alike that we are striving to make marked advancements for our community. Court Street's new sidewalk construction project, which will be Village Hall to Will Center Road, will commence early next summer of '24. And this is made possible by federal funding via the Safe Routes to School and surface transportation programs. Lastly, Water Tower Number 1 served the village well for decades, and through its many years of service became a sentimental symbol to the village. Unfortunately, it degraded over the years and due to safety concerns was removed. During its removal, village officials, staff, and many of our residents stood by its side to say our goodbyes as we watched it being dismantled and removed. It was as though we were saying goodbye to an old friend. DPW saved the stars from the tower, and they will be used for the Christmas season. Our Human Resources Department, with their dedication to our village family, deserves special recognition. Director Jude Kanabe has worked diligently with our department heads to attract and retain top talent, ensuring that we have skilled professionals serving our community. Their efforts in fostering a supportive work environment help maintain a strong, motivated team. Targeted recruitment measures have been instrumental in the hiring of village employees for 18 posted positions, with over 435 resumes reviewed to find candidates to invite into the village's application process. Director Kanabe has been able to provide our village employees a 31% savings in their supplemental insurance benefits, which also includes a host of free services. She has assisted the finance department with the tax relief program, launched our new policy manual this past year, as the previous policy was last revised in 2004, co-wrote a Village of Monee emergency manual with our EMA director, Randy Ulaskis, and during this past year has worked with our village administrator to establish a new performance evaluation review process. This is the first time this program has been established and implemented in the village. This is an added tool to help develop and grow our staff and our future leaders, expanding their knowledge, job experience, and giving them an opportunity to assess their own productivity and performance through a numerical scoring system that is job specific. In the realm of economic development, I'm thrilled to share that our village has seen remarkable growth over the past year. We've attracted new businesses, creating job opportunities for our residents and boosting our local economy. Our commitment to fostering a welcoming environment for businesses to flourish is unwavering and will continue to support initiatives that drive innovation and prosperity. Some of Director Barnes's accomplishments include working with Antero Group to update our former enterprise zone areas, which now include Town Center, development on North Ridgeland, including the Seafree development at the northeast corner of Monee, Manhattan, and Ridgeland, and the recently annexed parcel property north of the formerly named development BR4, which is currently leased by Home Depot. He's initiated and directed the redesign of the existing website, which was launched at the beginning of February. As part of the improvements and beautification of Monee, which I'm hoping everybody has seen, work has started on the Memorial Park at Court and Route 50, which adds to Monee's green space and provides our residents with a place to relax and enjoy the outdoors. Understanding that the village needs to become more proactive and strategic for future growth and development, he recommended that 90 acres of land be purchased and thereby annexed for residential development to attract new residents to the village. Our marketing coordinator, Rachel, composes business overviews on a local business and then places it along with several photos on our website and social media pages to help promote the business and market the uniqueness of Monee. For new businesses, he was also instrumental in assisting Soulful Botanicals and CNS Harvest to locate in the Ridgeland Industrial Center. He's worked with company president and co-owner Adrian Morel to find them a larger site to build their only U.S. manufacturing headquarters, with Vortman purchasing the 27-acre Rainbow Farms property in December of '22. Director Barnes also spearheaded a meeting between Vortman and Governor State University to bring Governor State University trades interns into Vortman to create interest and high-paying skilled trade careers for local students, also allowing Vortman to be involved in community building. Director Barnes has worked with Primax Properties since February to bring Tractor Supply into our town center. Their goal is to open the spring of '24 with anticipated retail sales of $3 to $4 million a year. We are excited with our first business in the town center and expect this to be a catapult for future retail businesses. The Emergency Management Agency deserves our heartfelt gratitude. They stand as the guardians of our safety, prepared to face any challenge that comes our way. Their tireless efforts in disaster preparedness, response, and recovery ensure that we can sleep soundly, knowing we are in capable hands. They have become a fully functional, highly trained agency and are developing several innovative programs to meet the needs of our community and make Monee a very safe place to live or establish a business. This has been another record and successful year for Monee Emergency Management. Service was provided for 33 emergency calls, 55 trainings, and 33 details for 121 events. They are on course to set new records in '24 for the 5th straight year. EMA responders contributed 1,451 hours, which is about 2 months, of volunteer service with savings to the village of $29,919. Monee EMA is a highly respected agency within our 2 mutual aid groups and continue to improve. I am proud to list the following accomplishments, all of which would not be possible if not for our dedicated volunteers. EMA has placed in service a portable camera system, which is laptop computer based, which was designed and built by Monee EMA and IT Director John Jones for under $4,000. Similar units on the market exceeded over $25,000. The camera can be mounted on their SUV, ATV, or command trailer and can be used in any situation, day or night. EMA has placed in service 2 light towers. The halogen unit can illuminate up to 5 acres for an extended amount of time, while the LED unit is instant on and off lighting that can be tethered onto a commercial building during a power outage or emergency without risk of combustible fumes. Both units were slightly used, saving the village over $30,000. Monee EMA developed and instituted a duty officer program so that every weekend there is an on-call EMA responder fully equipped with a vehicle to respond to any request within the village and to assist all village departments and mutual aid agencies. This program has drastically reduced response times and relieves police and fire from from non-emergency calls. The police department remains steadfast in its mission to ensure the safety and security of our community. Our officers have gone above and beyond to maintain law and order while fostering positive relationships with residents. We'll continue to invest in training, technology, and community engagement, ensuring our village remains a place where everyone feels protected and valued. Monee is a very safe community and continues to keep the most violent crime at bay. Many of our neighbors are seeing increased shootings, carjackings, gang and juvenile issues. We are by no means immune to these things, but a more stable neighborhood environment and an increased police presence in the commercial zones has made us a less inviting target. This administration has proactively increased budget allotments and recruiting incentives that has directly led to more police officers on patrol. We feel that we are recruiting and hiring top-notch police officers who want to be a part of a department that has a bright and thriving future. It is an exciting time for our officers and for our whole community. The board approved a manpower allotment of 21 sergeants, patrol officers, detectives for fiscal year '23. This is an increase from 15 and is the first time in 3 years that the Monee Police Department has been fully staffed. These additional personnel will allow us to increase proactive policing. This aspect of our mission focuses on making Monee the best place to live in this area. 2 license plate reader cameras are already in full service, which were provided through the Will County State's Attorney's Office. The last several years, we have concentrated our resources on getting enough patrol officers on the street. Now it's time to make sure that we have the right personnel in place to keep us operationally and administratively ahead of the next wave. It is an exciting time, and you can definitely see it in our officers' attitudes. Our Parks and Recreation Department has worked tirelessly to enhance our green spaces, providing recreational opportunities for all ages, and have organized engaging events that bring neighbors together. These efforts contribute to a healthier and more connected community, and will keep striving to create enjoyable spaces for everyone. In May, the old pavilion was torn down due to safety concerns, and a beautiful larger pavilion was constructed for the community's enjoyment. Monee applied for and was awarded the Illinois Department of Natural Resources Open Space Lands Acquisition and Development Grant, known as the OSLAD, for $600,000 to be used for the first phase of the Fireman's Park Plan. This was the first time the Village of Monee applied for this grant, which took a lot of time and effort from many departments and Farnsworth Group, and it resulted in the largest amount possible being awarded. Kids Day, an estimated 350 children attended with their families, sponsorship of $4,500 for that. The Parks Department hosted our first Senior Expo. It had 15 vendors, 102 guests attended, and they were able to learn about free services offered in the area and in Will County. The Holiday Giving Program collected over 500 toys, hats, and gloves for Monee Elementary School, as well as over 300 items for the micro pantries. There were 27 park building rentals, which consisted of graduation parties, birthday parties, baby showers, homeowners association meetings, etc. 54 programs offered to children of all ages, 5 movies in the park, 4 parties in the park. 26 children were enrolled in the 22-23 school year before and after school care program, bringing in $27,483. Enrollment was up from the previous year. Many parents love this program because of its versatility to come and go, as they are not required to pay for days they don't need. Staff takes amazing care of the students and the school. The relationship between the school and the village has grown over the past 2 years. Baseball had 108 children enrolled, coming from 4 towns to play for Crete Monee with 16 sponsors. This year, University Park Baseball joined under Crete Monee as well. There are 4 quarterly newsletters sent out, which contains 92 pages of information on the village, Will County Health Department, Will County Forest Preserve, Monee Alliance of Churches events and services, the Monee Chamber, Monee Historical Society, and other organizations. In order to further grow the parks and recreation programs and events offered to the public, 2 full-time supervisors were hired, which was made possible with the awarding of a grant through Will County's state and local fiscal recovery funds, which was part of the American Rescue Plan, and a part-time employee was moved to full-time. Village of Monee hero banners continue to dress our light poles with our local military family members from Memorial Day through Veterans Day. The Building Services Department has been instrumental in fostering responsible growth while maintaining the integrity of our village. They facilitate construction projects, enforce building codes, and ensure that our environment remains harmonious and well-designed. Their commitment to balancing progress with preservation is commendable. Training remains an essential part of the building and code compliance objective, and every staff member is cross-trained on-site as well as off-site in a classroom setting to stay abreast of any changes to the code and ordinances. Strong coordination between the DPW, Building Department, and Robinson Engineering exists as they continually work on zoning and ordinance updates, efforts in working with prospective and committed developers to see developments within the village from beginning to end, plus working with residents, landlords, and business owners to bring their properties to a standard that everyone can be proud of. Building Services strives for excellence in providing the residents with the best service possible. Promoting a full-time code compliance supervisor gives Building Services additional help with addressing property maintenance, resale and new construction inspections, and training for the incoming code staff. All the Building Services staff members work well with one another and learn from each other in every aspect of the job. The Information and Technology Department is the backbone of our modern village. Their innovations streamline our operations, enhance communication, and make vital information accessible to all. As we embrace the digital age, they play a pivotal role in keeping us connected, informed, and secure. Maintenance is vital, and IT performs yearly cycling out of old equipment and installation of new equipment, as well as installation of network upgrades, including the Parks Display Board, Police Department camera system and video backup, and Village Hall signboard, as well as assisting with the website upgrade and redesign. They have focused on providing the village with state-of-the-art cybersecurity systems to protect the village from the continued threat of hacking and acts of cyber terrorism. As part of a multi-layered security approach, they have strengthened the firewall, instituted a multi-factored authentication system, and they perform constant testing to ensure system security and continually enhance the village's network security, keeping the village as secure as possible from a network standpoint. Manager John Jones was integral in propelling the new Building Services facility to a full-service, digitally advanced location, improving both the speed and ability of our inspectors to obtain and review blueprints and permits. His focus on utilizing both wireless and hardwired systems has provided the flexibility for teams to remain connected while in the field. The IT department also faced a significant challenge as new laws for the police department changed the way that data is recorded and stored. Securing dependable, fast bidirectional data streaming was paramount to meeting this requirement, and the IT department has once again risen to the challenge to keep our police department in compliance. The finance department is the steward of our village's financial health. With prudence and foresight, they manage our resources, budgeting wisely for the benefit of all. Their transparent and efficient practices instill confidence and ensure our fiscal responsibility. The village closed the fiscal year, which ended on 4/30/23, with a $3 million surplus in the general fund because of responsible oversight of the village's expenditures. Currently, the village has a $7 million surplus, $15 million reserved for future projects, and per internal policy, keeps 3 months' worth of operating expenses in savings, of which the village is currently at 5 times that amount, which is accumulating interest. Last summer, the village began an investment strategy with Old National Bank, and the village has received over $35,000 of interest and dividends from money market accounts. In addition, we have negotiated better rates for all money market accounts and anticipate well over $100,000 in passive income to the village for the new fiscal year. The village's Road and Bridge Fund allocated $2.7 million to projects expending $1.6 million due to savings on other projects, and those savings, as I mentioned earlier, were used to fund the bridge deck project. The village levy was approved and filed with the Will County Clerk's Office, and the village has been fortunate enough to have been able to keep the levy flat again, even rebating a portion of property tax back to residents. The village's property tax relief program began in September of '22. 95% of applications were accepted and filed last year, with disbursements of $497,278. This is a 50% rebate of property tax dollars back to Monee homeowners. The village's first digital budget book was completed this year. The budget book provides a budget optimized for online viewing, providing village history, demographics, organizational charts, fund structures, and funding sources for each fund. This digital budget book is available on the village website under the Finance Department page. In closing, I would like to recognize our front office staff, the friendly faces you encounter every day. They deserve a round of applause. They serve you with kindness, care, and an unwavering commitment to meeting your needs. Their dedication sets the tone for a positive experience, and their hard work doesn't go unnoticed. Together, these departments, along with your active participation, form the foundation of our vibrant village. We're committed to nurturing a community where safety, progress, and human connection flourish. I would be remiss if I did not mention this administration's strong partnership with our churches, which are the spiritual backbone of this community. Personally, they have become a strong pillar of strength to me, our residents, businesses, and municipality. Thank you, pastors, for your commitment to serve your congregations, our community, and this administration. I also want to send a special note of gratitude to our dedicated volunteers, appointed officials, and community leaders who truly embody the spirit of community and servanthood. A heartfelt thank you to all of you that give so much of yourselves, time, energy, resources, and commitment to help make Monee this wonderful town that we all know and love. It has been an honor and a privilege getting to know and work with each of our elected officials, village attorney, appointed officials, and staff. As I stand before you today, sharing this past year's accomplishments, I want to take these last few moments to recognize and commend our dedicated village trustees. Their unwavering commitment, tireless efforts, and selfless dedication to serving the residents of Monee has been nothing short of exceptional. These public servants have continually demonstrated a profound desire to build a brighter future for our community and the next generation. Although we have not necessarily agreed on every issue, I have come to value their advice, insight, wisdom, and willingness to serve. As your mayor, I am inspired by their passion and determination to make our village thrive. Together, we have worked relentlessly to build a unified team with one unified goal, purpose, and vision: to make Monee the best it can be. Over time, our board has evolved into a close-knit team bound by a shared commitment to the well-being of our community. This unity has been instrumental in our accomplishments, and I'm excited to see what we can achieve together in the future. Thank you, Monee trustees, for your extraordinary dedication and service. To all of you, our proud Monee residents, thank you for being an integral part of our journey. And here's to an even brighter future ahead. So let us move forward with unity, purpose, and a shared vision for the future. As we prepare for our 150th year anniversary celebration, remember that together we will continue to build a village that thrives, where opportunities abound, and where the well-being of every resident is at the heart of our actions. Thank you for your trust, and let us embrace the exciting journey ahead. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. May I please have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
7:39 PM.